Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic on the Indian economy, that is the logistic sector of our country. So we will be discussing like what is this whole sector is all about, what this sector encompasses, and how the government is dealing with this sector. And so all these things related matters and everything related to the logistics sectors we'll be discussing in our session right away. Okay, so let's start with our session. So Indian economy logistics sector, we were doing part of the infrastructure part, right? So here, can you see this extra part? In this extra part only, we are discussing the logistic sector. Okay, we are discussing the very important logistic sector under that, right? So here, whenever we say the logistic sector, so this is like a pictorial explanation, like what exactly our logistic sector looks like. So here you can see we have the transport services are there, right? Transport services are there. Then along with that, you have a delivery services are there, right? Shipping, warehousing, loader, transportation, packaging, robotics, drones, trucks, tanker, and everything encompasses from one place to the other. So if there is a product, okay, this product has to reach to the consumer. So whatever process through which this product reaches to the consumer, because first of all the packaging will be done, packaging, and then transportation, after transportation then warehousing, then again shipping, then control, then through trucks, and then after that delivery vehicles, right? So this is how the whole logistics sector works, right? So this is the basics of the logistics sector. In this logistics sector, you are talking about the transportation network, then all the other related aspects related to control, warehousing, loader, and everything comes into the place, right? You might be knowing, like right now logistics sector is a very very important sector because of the e-commerce boom. Okay, e-commerce boom, like in e-commerce you have Amazon, Flipkart. Then after that you have food delivery services, right? Food delivery like Zomato, Swiggy. Then you have various like gift uh, sending apps are there, like Ferns and Petals, right? So all these e-commerce heavily rely on the efficient logistic work, efficient logistic uh, support in the country. Okay, so here we can see the logistic. What exactly is the logistic? It's like handling, warehousing, packaging, transportation, shipping security, inventory management, supply chain management, procurement, and customer service. So from the product origin till it's get delivered to the intended customer, whatever the things through which this product is being transferred, that is all being part of the logistic sector. So if we go by the definitions of the logistic sector, we can call that it is like how we are managing our resources, how the resource has been managed, how the resource has been acquired, how the resource has been stored, how the resource has been transferred. It is all called as logistic, okay, till it reaches to their final destination. Anything, supply chain, transportation, warehousing, packaging, inventory management, and everything. So this is what is the whole definition of the logistic sector, right? So if we go by the statistics, so in 2019, this logistics sector accounts for US dollar 190 billion. Okay, US dollar 190 billion, and around 22 million people. 22 millions mean 2.2 crore people are directly employed in this sector. 2.2 crore people are directly employed in this sector, and this sector is providing a growth rate of 8 to 10% in the medium run. Okay, and the very important thing that has been done to the logistics sector has been, this sector has been granted infrastructure status. So whenever you get any sector as infrastructure status, so here the purpose is that in order to provide this sector with all the resources at a minimal terms, so whenever any sector gets infrastructure status, you will be easily getting easy term loan, easy limits, longer duration fund, you can get external commercial borrowing. That means any sector which has been designated as infrastructure sector, for them the government opens up the easier lending terms, more limit, longer duration funds, and external commercial borrowing also you can do. So this is a very uh, important step that has been taken by the government in order to enhance the logistics sector, because logistics sector is a comprehensive sector. Logistics sector is a very comprehensive sector, where starting from your transportation to warehousing to packaging to control to the management of the warehousing and everything has been encompasses, and it provides the maximum number of jobs at the various places. Like 2.22 million jobs are being created, and this has a huge scope in the coming future. Now, what is the perspective, Indian perspective, if we go by that? So right now the contribution to the GDP, it's around US dollar 354 billion. So that data was of 2019. So here we are giving you with the recent updated data. That means this whole sector is contributing to 18.4% to the Indian GDP. If we try to encompasses everything, it is providing around 18.4% of the Indian GDP. So we will be discussing in detail all these points. Here we have just given you to give a overview. Okay, this is just an overview of this whole sector, right? So there are some of the very important growth driven factors are there. So under that we have a easy FDI norms. So government has eased down the FDI norm, foreign direct investment. Okay, foreign direct investment norm. So government has eased down the foreign direct investment norms. So this allow the foreign players to come to India and invest in the logistics sector in our country, right? Then proposed implementation of the GST. So it is not a proposed, now in 2017 it has already been implemented from July 2017, and because of that the whole process got streamlined, right? And as you all know that India in 1991 we have adopted LPG reforms. So now India is following the liberalization, privatization and globalization policy. So because of that, various international players are coming to country and they are investing in the logistics sectors of our country. So there are various places through it where you can invest. You can invest in transportation, you can invest in warehousing, you can invest in like robotics, drones and everything, right? Then government has even providing easy regulatory policies for this sector, and flagship scheme like Sagarmala, Make in India and Gati Shakti master plan are being there, which government is focusing on to improve the overall logistics sector of our country. So we are expecting that by at least 26-27, this logistics sector will be contributing $450 billion to in the Indian economy. And as per the logistic performance ranking of the World Bank, we are 38th in the world in the 2023-2024 ranking. So for logistic performance index, and the last we will be discussing much more in detail about this. Okay, now distribution of logistic costs. So around US dollar 150 billion logistic costs, 99% of this is present in the unorganized sector, and just slightly more than more than 1% is there in the organized sector. So maximally our logistics sector is mainly in the unorganized sector. So we are focusing on towards the formalization of this whole sector. We are focusing on formalization of this whole sector in the coming future. Now, what is the potential saving and competitiveness? So, aim to reduce. So, we are focusing on that. At least we have to reduce our logistic costs, which is around 14% now, to 9% of the GDP, because more and more logistic cost we will be reducing, and more profitability we will be coming towards, because if logistic costs are going down, then we are becoming more and more efficient in our way of working, right? So we are expecting that at least by 9% of GDP, similar to the US level, we wanted to achieve it, and this will help in saving around US dollar 50 billion at current GDP level. Okay, so this whole process will be making India more and more competitive globally, right? Then impact on service delivery and employment. So what is the role of logistic in the service delivery? So it will help in improving the service delivery. You know, right now, if you wanted to get any parcel from any part of the country, you can easily get it. Like even the remotest places are getting the parcels and couriers and everything. So this shows that how efficient our logistic delivery system is being. Earlier, Indian Post was there. Okay, if you are focusing on, like, if I wanted to send my parcel to a village area, so it is only the Indian Post Services only can send it. There's no private player. But right now, because of the growth of the e-commerce side, we are getting parcel from all the private players of our country, mostly all the private players. So this is showing that the service delivery and customer satisfaction is also rising, and with more and more efficient logistic facility, we will be also increasing our export. So efficiency is very much. So once we are able to achieve all these targets, obviously whenever there is the growth that will be happening from 8 to 9%, automatically this whole sector will be creating job opportunities. Job can be direct, jobs can be indirect. Okay, so this both the sector, in the both the areas, the jobs will be created at the highest level. Then if we go by the concept like demand and supply gaps of skilled manpower in the logistics sector. So like how much is the demand, what is the supply, and why there is a mismatch. Why there is a mismatch that is happening, right? So right in 2016 the data is there. So they're employing around 2.2, so 2.2 crore people are being employed over here. Okay, so around like 42% are employed in the roadways segment, then 38% are being employed in the road freight segment, and remaining in the railway, freight forwarding, warehousing, packaging, and others. So maximally we have 80%, more than 80% of our logistic sector, or the manpower which are there in our logistic sector, is being part of the roadway segment and the part of the road freight segment. So first of all, the main important thing is that we need to make this segment only more and more efficient, right? And maximally, if we go by the cluster based, geographical like as a cluster ways, like which place is much more like dedicated especially for the logistics sector. So Mumbai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, you know that these then some of the emerging towns are Bangalore, Surat and Indore. So these are very very important industrial sources. These are very very important industrial sources are there, emerging clusters are there, okay, which are creating the demand, and from here only all the things are getting by a hubs and spoke model. But there is a lot of skill gap that is still there. For the logistics sector, we are lacking the formal training. We don't have proper training to the people who are being part, and that is why there is a lot of skill gap that is being there in the logistics sector of our country, right? So there is a need to bridge this skill gap. Okay, so government is running lots of training program. We will be coming and we will be seeing in the coming slides. So right now here the overview is going on right now. Okay, and some of the flagship, very important flagship projects that government is running, like dedicated freight corridor like DFC, okay, north south, east west freight corridor, industrial corridors are there, okay, Delhi Mumbai industrial corridor is there, port terminals are there, greenfield projects under Sagarmala, Bharatmala, Udan scheme, right? All these are being constructed, and there, so since as you all know that these are the major part where logistic sectors are being used. So, why exactly focusing on the logistics sector? So, there is a growing demand that is coming for the development of the logistics sector. Like, you know, the income level, the people income level are increasing. People are doing lot of expenditure. Okay, people are doing a lot of expenditure. At the same time, people wanted to invest at various places. People wanted to travel, people wanted to eat outside, people wanted to buy the things. Okay, so you know that there is a lot of organized retail, e-commerce sites are there, and various other activities are there. So everywhere wherever you go, you require logistic facility, whether from transportation to the the way we wanted to move from one place to other. Then after that you need lot of like fast moving consumer goods are there, right? Then you need fooding, then you need lodging and various other things. So for all these purposes you require a logistic facility. So government have so we have already discussed that 100% FDI is being provided, you know, GST, then fast moving consumer good industries is there. Okay, 12% it is focusing on right now. We will be expecting that by 12% will be growing under this whole process of the logistic sector, right? Now, what are the skill development program that are being run by the government? Okay, because we are expecting that we will be expanding our workforce currently from 22 million to 31 million by year 2022, which have already been passed. Okay, so that means alone this sector, only this sector of logistics sector will be generating additional requirement of over 9 million people across all the road, railway, port and aviation sector. That means here only around 9 million people will be required, as and more and roads will be growing, more and more railway tracks, railway stations, ports area, aviation sector, all things will be growing. So we will be needing more and more model roads, more and more railways, ports and aviation. Okay, then that is why government wanted that whole sector, those people who are being part of the logistics sector should get more and more skilled. So that is why sector skill councils are being created, which will be specifically training you on the various skill related to the logistics sector. Then training institutes are being constructed in order to provide training to the area which has been driven by the logistics sector. Logistic firms are being set up, training capacities are being enhanced. So that is why, so there is a creation of Kaushal Kendra. Every subsector of addressing the demand, wherever there is needed, Kaushal cranes are being developed. Then logistic companies are being are being engaging in providing the skills to their own employees, and they are also hiring from various places. CSR activity, corporate corporate social responsibility. Okay, corporate social responsibility. They are utilizing the CSR money in order to improve the skills of the people who are engaged in this logistics sector. Then there is a review and update on the QP and NOS as per the sector requirement, that is also being done. So what is the meaning of this QP? QP stands for your qualification pack. Qualification pack. And what is the meaning of NOS? NOS stands for your National Occupational Standard. National Occupational Standard. Okay, so this is what is being revised and updated as per the sector, which are the logistics sector, what is being required for the person to have what kind of qualification and what kind of occupational standards you should have as per the recent trends. Okay, so that they get aligned with their job roles, they can get aligned with their job roles, and they can allow them with a proper career progression. Okay, and the lateral mobility, so that they can get laterally entered at anywhere, at any place. Okay, so this is all related to that they will be all providing you with better placement opportunities in the area of logistics sector, and this will again help in formalization. This will help in formalization of logistic sector. Okay, now we are coming into the what is the major importance of the logistics sector. Now we are coming into the much more detailed, like what exactly, why we are so much focusing on the employment like in the logistics sector. Obviously this will help in creation of job opportunities, help in creation of the jobs. Okay, you know, right now we have e-commerce sites, e-commerce business are booming up in our country everywhere. So Flipkart, Amazon, and various other e-commerce websites are there, which are creating huge loss of environment, whether it is related to your delivery process, whether it is for the warehouse stuff, whether it is related to administrative management. Wherever you go, the jobs are creating at everywhere. So our government wanted to train the people so that they get easily jobs at these places. Then automatically this will provide 14.4% contribution to the GDP. So this is a very, very important sector, which is accounting for 14.4% of the GDP. So that is why, like, if in our country, you know, lot of our like if we take one example of agriculture produce. So if we do not provide better logistic facility to the agriculture sector, so around 40 to 45% of the agriculture crop or agriculture product gets wasted. So if we have a very efficient logistic facility, it can take the things from the rural area to the urban market. So this totally, and which heavily rely on the logistic infrastructure and help in contributing to the GDP growth. Then support for manufacturing sector. Obviously, efficient logistic ensure better movement of raw material. Efficient manufacturing lead to better movement of finished goods. Okay, like if we go, like we have taken one example like Tata Motors. If we have a efficient logistics system, so automatically automotive components, supplies, finished product, they can just reach places in time of production and reducing the inventory cost. Okay, so this will again help in boosting of the economy of our country and also reducing the time for accessing and also reducing the money that has been spent in all these activities. Then cost reduction, efficient logistic logistic efficiency, reduce the transport time and the cost. We have, you know, that we have a dedicated freight corridor, eastern dedicated freight corridor, western dedicated freight corridor, north south east west corridor. So we have a very big country and we need to transport material like steel, cement, coal, and other raw material from one part to the other. So efficient logistic facility also help in reduction of the cost. Then market creation. So whenever we have a better growth, whenever we have a better logistic facility, automatically it creates demand. Okay, so you know that if you order something from Amazon, even in the remotest places, within 2 3 days you will be accepting your parcel. Earlier what was happening is that when we don't have proper logistic facility, it may take 15 days, also 15 to 20 days for anything to reach to, by the time your whole motivation goes down for buying that product. Okay, so whenever you have a fast delivery, fast movement of goods, fast movement, I'm not only telling about it is only related to Amazon or Flipkart. No, anything, anybody whosoever is doing business in any of the way possible, if they are doing fast movement of goods and services, or fast movement of agriculture and vegetable service or anything, automatically the demand gets increased. Your refrigeration equipment, packing material, so all the things will get reduced. So less and less refrigeration will be required, less and less packaging material will be required, right? So this help in creation of the market. Then we have a boost interstate trade. Then boosting of interstate trade. So whenever you have a enhanced logistic infrastructure, free and seamless, a smoother flow of trade will happen. Automatically the things are moving from one state to the other, from within states, within the cities, within the towns, like whatever it is, like FM, fast moving consumer goods, electronic, pharmaceutical, etc, etc. Okay, and we know that all the system are being streamlined, whether income tax system, whether GST system, whether flow of goods and services that are happening. You know, we have even started with the e-way bill, right? Whenever you have a product which is about above 50,000 of billing, then you have to generate a e-way bill for that. Okay, so all these things are being electronized, all are being electronized, and they are all replacing multi-level state taxes, and they have given a unified tax system so that allow easy flow, of material from one place to the other. Okay, so because of that, obviously what was the earlier problem related to complexity and delay are also getting reduced. Then meeting growing transport demand. So as you all know that logistic is the major aspect of the logistic is transportation. So the demand for transportation will be also increasing. Okay, as you all know that the port infrastructure, the railway infrastructure, the aviation infrastructure, all are growing in demands. So that is why their area is also growing in volume, because they are handling millions of tons of cargoes, and they are all doing import and export. So all these areas, whether it is related to transport network, the shipping cargo, the airport, the railway cargoes and everything are being developed at the same level of pace through which the market is growing. Then complementing with GST implementation, because this multi-modal logistic network, okay, you know, multi-modal logistic parks are there that government is creating. The main purpose of creating multi-modal logistic park is to enhance the way the logistic works, so that all the multi-modal way of transportation are all getting connected, so that all should work in coordination. Okay, they should all work in coordination. The main purpose of multi-modal logistic network is to reduce the complexity, so that all the sector which are being working in the logistics sector should be well connected with each other in order to reduce the delay, in order to reduce the transportation cost, in order to minimize the taxes liability. Then logistics sector also help in regional growth. Okay, if you have a very efficient logistic system, then all the regions, whether it is the remotest area, then it is a hilly area, then it is a jungle area, then it is a tribal area, then any area which is being linked, and any area which is being called as a remotest area, all got linked properly. Government is running Bharat Mala project, government is running Sagar Mala project, government is also creating roads uh, under the Gram Sadak Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Okay, so government is trying to create the regional hubs, regional centers of economic center, where the government is also focusing on the investment and development of the underdeveloped area, right? So there are a lot of areas which are still underdeveloped after getting 75 years of independence have already been over, and still they are being called as very underdeveloped are areas that are there in our country. Okay, so then we have a vibrant village program, aspirational district program. Vibrant village program. Then we have aspirational district. We have vibration aspirational district program. All these programs are there which are being run by the government in order to focus on the integrated development of this whole areas. Okay, so only certain aspects are there which are being related to logistics sector, but government is running. It is not like that vibrant village or special district program is only focusing on logistics sector. No, it is focusing on health, education, and every other aspects of that. But I am telling that this is again also helping in the development of this whole area. Now there are certain challenges that are there which are related to Indian logistics sector. The first challenge is obviously a very high logistic cost. If we compare with the global average, we have a high logistic cost, and because of that our prices of the goods goes very high. So because of that we lose competitiveness, we lose the competitiveness in the market. So that is why we have a very limited access. Okay, like if we see that if we are sending something from Delhi to Mumbai, this has been higher than shipping the same amount from Mumbai to Delhi, Mumbai to Dubai. That means Delhi to Mumbai shipping is much costlier than sending something from Mumbai to Dubai. So there is a need to look at the inefficiency of the logistics sector of our country, right? Then the next one is coordination among the multiple stakeholder. We have multiple stakeholder, multiple governments, multiple ministries, multiple departments, and everything else there. So all are working in their own silos. All are working in their own silos, and nobody is connected properly. So because of that, this leads to complexity, this leads to inefficiency in the logistics sector. So we have, like, how we can call it, we require a lot of approvals, we require a lot of documentation from multiple authority, we have customs, transportation department, municipal bodies. So because of that all the delay happens. Then the next part is warehousing capacity and fragmented structure. So in our country, the warehousing capacity of our country is very insufficient. Okay, and maximally the warehousing of our country is being owned by the public sector. सबसे ज़्यादा we are being owned by the public sector, and even the public sector, the efficiency is not that much good, and because of that there was a lot of demand and supply mismatches happening. Okay, so whatever is demanded is not being provided because it was not there. So we don't have proper modern warehousing facility. Okay, so we have a lot of products are there, like if we go by the perishable goods, if we go by the perishable goods, like fruits and vegetables, they require a very important modern warehousing facility which have a good amount of refrigeration facility, but we are lacking in providing this kind of facility to our uh, farmers and various traders. Okay, so because of that we have a very inefficient storage facility, warehousing facility, and that is why we have very inefficient inventory management. Okay, so because of that, wherever we are able to store, we have a very high cost that has to be paid, and whenever we give high cost, automatically the prices of the goods also goes very high. Then seamless movement of goods and high dwell time. Okay, so since we wanted to provide last mile connectivity to the people of our country, last mile connectivity, but there is not, they are not being technology connected, they're not being connected by a proper roads, they're not being connected by a proper railway system or various other type of modes. So because of that, it hampers the timely movement of goods. Okay, it hampers the timely movement of the goods, and because of that it leads to a lot of congestions and higher logistic cost. Then competition and underutilized capacity. Now we have we know that we have the regulatory disparities are there, uneven playing fields are there. Some people, some departments, some logistic sectors are providing the much more benefit than the other. Okay, so government, since it is the most of the regulatory policies and everything is being made by the government, so there is a uneven playing field that is being provided. So because of that, our private player is not able to compete with the international player. Okay, so if you go by the state owned logistic companies, okay, so these state owned logistic companies that are being government companies, they hinder the entry of private player. So they limit the competition and they just cry to create monopoly. They cry to create monopoly, and because of that it leads to the underutilization. That means even the private person and the public people can do the work all the same together, but because of the monopoly of the state owned logistic company, they are not being provided entry into the market. So because of that, the capacity is getting underutilized. The expertise of the private person we cannot take, the money, the resources which private person wanted to invest, we cannot utilize. Okay, then interoperable technology across the mode. So there is a lack of interoperability among the software system. Okay, if whatever software system we are making, like customs are using different softwares, port authorities are using different software, transport agencies are using different software, all our people are raising same kind of billing, same kind of taxation and everything, so where it is leading to the duplication of the effort. Okay, so we need only a kind of a single document which is valid throughout the custom, port, transportation and various other places, so that the reduction in time takes place, the reduction of the paper cost should come down, and the time and energy that has been wasted for duplication of the effort should also get reduced. Then border compliances and document processing time. So there is a long border compliance documentation processing. Whether you go for export or import, you are adding extra effort in order to make people compliant, provide documentation, processing and everything. So there is a lot of paperwork that is being there, lot of bureaucratic processes are there, so it causes the red tapeism. It causes the red tapeism and it requires a lot of time in clearing the goods and custom from the checkpoints. Okay, so because of this whole process, it leads to the delay in whole supply chain management. So these are some of the challenges. Now we are moving like how these challenges are being answered in the National Logistic Policy of 2022. So this is a very important policy that government came into being. in 2022, that is being called as National Logistic Policy. The main aim of this policy is for seamless movement of goods and service across the country to cut the logistic cost, which is the biggest structural bottleneck for both external and internal trade. Okay, so the main focus area is to cut the elevated logistic cost. Okay, so we have already listened that what comes under the logistics sector: people, raw material, inventory, equipments from one place to the other, from one point to the other point, right? So the policy target is like they have set certain benchmark that we have to reduce the logistic cost from 14 to 18%, which is right now, to the 8% by 2030. That is the global best practice. That means whatever the logistic cost that you should put, it should be up to 8%. That is the global standard. But right now, how much we are paying? 14 to 18%. Okay, so if we go by US, South Korea, Singapore, sorry, European nation, they all have very low logistic cost. So that is why they have logistic cost to GDP ratio. So that is why they are highly competitive. They are highly competitive. And government has able to improve the logistic performance index, and now India is among the top 25 countries by 2030. That we wanted to put our country in the top 25 countries by 2030 as per the logistic costing that has been there. Okay, so how we are focusing on? So we are creating a data driven support system, that we call it as DSS, so that efficient logistic ecosystem can be developed. Okay, so how we are going to achieve this whole process? By ensuring that logistical issues are minimized. So whatever the issue that we discuss in the logistics sector, they should get minimized. We should expand our export manifold. Small industries and the people working in them benefit significantly. So this is the three target area that we focuses on. Okay, these are the three target area that we focuses on, and we have four critical features. First of all is integration of digital system. Okay, we have various departments, various ministries are there. Okay, so 30 system of 7 departments are to be integrated. That means there are 30 different system are there of 7 departments, like data of road, railway, custom, aviation, commerce and department. All these things have to be integrated. These all have to be integrated. Then the second is unified logistic interface platform, that is called ULIP. So under that, all the digital services related to transportation sector, they will be all available in a single portal. They all will be available in the single portal, and it will prevent the exporter from going from one place to the other place to the other place. No, you can take all the clearances and all the things from a single portal, that is called unified logistic interface portal. Then we have ease of logistic, ELOG. This is again a new digital platform. Here industry are to directly take up operational issue with government agency for speedy resolution. So if there is any issue that has happened, so industry here can directly go to this platform related to operational issues, and here directly between the government agency and the person, operational issue can be solved at very speedy way. Then we have a system improvement group, SIG. So this whole system will be monitoring all logistic related projects regularly and tracking all obstacles that are being part of it. Okay, so this will be tracking all the logistic project as in a kind of a dashboard, and keep on tracking all the obstacles which are coming in this whole process. Okay, Now, what is the significance of this national logistic policy? Okay, so this is the first holistic framework right now. Now we have a $359 billion market is that. So this new logistic policy will be a cap on 8 year of government efforts. So this whole policy wanted to create a conducive environment for infrastructure and employment generation, because as more and more efficient way of logistic we are creating, more and more manufacturing will be done, more and more infrastructure will be developed, more and more jobs will be created, because it will provide ease of doing business. And whenever ease of doing business, so they will be investing more, and when investing more they require more and more employment, and they will provide good working conditions over there. Okay, so this national logistic policy will be working in conjugation with various flagship scheme that government is running. That is Gati Shakti program, that is the first one. Second one is Sagar Mala. Third one is Bharat Mala, waterway roadway. Then dedicated freight corridor. So this national logistic policy will be complementing, we call it as like this national logistic policy will be helping these important projects in order to gain their own targets. Okay, so this will be helping in India to become a developed nation by 2047. That is the target that government has taken to become developed. Okay, so this policy will be helping the government in order to achieve this whole target. Now, what are the challenges that we are focusing on under the national logistic policy? What are the challenges that we focus that we are going to get in implementing all these things, right? Sorry. So the rail sector, we know that in the rail sector, what exactly the problems that we are facing is many structural deficiencies are there. Okay, regarding the logistic transport, so that has to be eliminated fast, because if we really wanted to compete with the international logistic market, international transportation system, and reduction of the logistic cost, we need more and more like investment that has to become in the railway sector in order to reduce the structural deficiency. First of all, the freight train speed, okay, that was average around 25 kilometer per hour, has to be changed, has to be urgently doubled to 50 kilometer. And focus has been on the dedicated freight corridor, eastern dedicated freight corridor and western dedicated freight corridor has been especially been made, so that the freight train should not get stopped just because of the passenger train. Okay, so and the proper timetable, the railway need to have a timetable based goods operation. Like if we have a coal sector, in coal sector we need like every 3 days we need one train. Okay, so that has to be, timetable has to be set in such a way that every 3 days we have a one train to the power sector. I'm talking about just as an example that I'm taking. So timetable based goods operation has to be made. Okay, then aggregator source of freight, disaggregator at the distressor to capture the high value small load business, okay, against the rake loads. So okay, it has to become an aggregator at the source of freight and disaggregator as a source of destination in the railway sector. Then waterways, again waterways also create a heavy freight. Okay, so the capacity of the port sector and average turnaround time has to be reduced from 44 to 26 hours. That has to be reduced if we wanted to improve the logistic cost of our country. Okay, and at the same time focus on the eco-friendly and cost-effective transportation in our country. Okay, we have to take example from the European transportation system which are utilizing waterways. We have to Scandinavian countries are there, then Russia is there, China is there, they are all following, they are all using the waterways in a very efficient way. Then roadways, because road logistic is a totally fragmented sector, so we need there are large chunks of trucks owners have there and they have a very small fleet, so we need to streamline the fragmented road sector. Then State logistic policy, every state have their own logistic policy, so but they have to follow certain standard measures. Okay, so we have like Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur are there. They have formed their logistic policy, but still 13 states are there which have yet to frame their logistic policy. We have to have an improvement in the logistic performance index. Okay, we are the fifth largest economy in the world, and in the coming year we will be becoming the third largest economy in the world. But at the same time, we have to focus on all the various sectors, various places, in order to improve the logistic cost, which will further boost our operation internationally. Okay, so what exactly some way forward, which are what are some solutions that has been put under the national logistic policy, is that focusing on technology is more needed, is much more needed. Technology is very much needed. So e-sanchit portal is there. It is a paperless export import trade process is there. Faceless assessment custom is there. Then e-way bill and fast tag, you know that this is again, e-way bill and fast tag has totally revolutionized the way the thing has to work. Okay, and all these policies, whether it is technology policy, whether it is billing policy, whether it is seamless transport policies there, if all are being integrated in a proper way, if all are being customized and optimized in a certain way, we will be able to improve our export, we will be able to boost our domestic manufacturing, and Make in India initiative will be focusing on. And in the coming future, we will be able to get $5 trillion economy in the coming, because logistics policy, because the more faster the movement of the goods and the people will take place, the more and more faster the Indian economy will be growing at that pace. Okay, now this is what the new logistic policy we have already discussed. Like, they are focusing on IDS, that is integrated digital system. They are focusing on unified logistic interface platform, that is called ULIP. They are focusing on ELOG, easy of logistic, then system improvement group, skilling of the people, where generation of the skills, then e-handbook, which having a standardized practice of warehousing. Okay, so this is what a new logistic policy is giving our way. So this will help in ease of doing business, ease of doing business. It will enhance the business, and it will enhance the ease of way through which the logistic will be working. And when we have a ease of working, it will help in saving time, it will help in saving the money of the manufacturer. Okay, and it will help in preventing wastage of the agro products, and it will also help in the last mile connectivity of our whole system. Okay, now there is a plan that has been set up, that is called comprehensive logistic action plan. So what is that comprehensive logistic action plan? So now, comprehensive logistic action plan, this we call it as CLAP. So under that, there are few points are there which like policy is there. Now what is the action plan in order to achieve that policy, right? So first one is integrated digital logistics system. So everything got integrated. Okay, you should have a unified logistic interface where road, railway, waterways, airways all have a single dashboard which will be sending data from all the sources to a single unified location. Okay, so it will be helpful in cross sectoral cases, right? So that better decision making, what better decision making can happen. Okay, then standardization of physical asset and service quality benchmark, that is the second one. So of international quality, in international quality standards are to be followed. Standards, certain standards have to be put regarding your service and the quality, so that it help in improving the interoperability, it reduces the risk, optimize the whole process and improve your business environment and everything, because now you are following a standard way of working, right? Then we have a logistic, human resource development and capacity building. Human resource development is much more needed, because if any sector need to be grow, it has to be grow on the type of a resources that you are having for that sector. Like if road sector is there, you should have a human resources for road sector. Okay, so you should have a better strategy. Human resource strategy has to be there, proper better strategy has to be there, which will be addressing all the skill development related, capacity building related challenges and everything, right? Then state engagement. Then we have state engagement, we have already talked about. Okay, so state and city level planning should be there. Okay, all the policy and all the planning related to how the product will be moving, how in the state, in the city. Okay, so you should have a better mechanism, you should have a better framework, like how the process will flow, how the things will be going from one place to other, like how you are going to measure, how you are going to monitor how the things are going on. Then XM logistic. Okay, we know that we have a lot of structural gaps are there in the export import policies, right? So we need to create a efficient, reliable and transport logistics system. So here you can see this is a plan, action plan, क्या क्या करना है, what we have to do, state engagement कैसा होना चाहिए, exam logistic what to do, logistic में human resources, how, what kind of human resources should be there, these type of human resources should be there, right? Then service improvement framework, which area we have to focus on, standardization, formalization, interoperability, eliminate fragmentation, documentation, not elimination of fragmentation and documentation, we have to properly streamline documentation and liability regimes, right? So this is again how we are going to focus on sectoral plan, efficient logistic, sectoral plan for efficient logistic, PM Gati Shakti is there. Okay, how we are going to address the PM Gati Shakti, how PM Gati Shakti has to be utilized for that. Okay, we will be discussing PM Gati Shakti master plan after a few slides. Okay, how we are going to improve the digitally, policies framework, regulatory framework, capacity building. These all are the points that we have to ponder on. Okay, these are all the points that we have to ponder on, right? Then facilitation of development of logistic park. Okay, so how we are going to facilitate and make the logistic park multi-modal logistic park, you know, national multi-modal park, PM Gati Shakti park, what is that park going to entail, what we are going to develop in that parks. Okay, so this is the comprehensive logistic action plan that we are focusing on. Okay, now the question, how national logistic policy addresses challenges of the Indian logistic sector, how our national logistic facility are addressing the challenge. Obviously our new logistic policy, national logistic policy, will be addressing the various challenges, like it will help in reducing the cost and it will help in improving the efficiency till last mile connectivity. Okay, we will be creating multi-modal logistic park. Okay, so multi-modal logistic park, what they will do, they will reduce the transportation cost. Okay, with the reduced transportation cost, automatically inventory management will be enhanced, right? So this will make whole supply chain more and more efficient, right? Then how it is going to streamline the whole process. Okay, so with this new logistic policy, we will facilitate the seamless coordination between the stakeholder, so that there should be no unnecessary delay. Okay, so whole import export process, then whole cross border trade, paperwork reduction, all will be happening, and this will be helping in reducing the time period, right? Then digitalization and automation, right? We will be having a better track and track mechanism, so that all the process from end to end get digitalized and automized, so there will be very less risk of loss and damage of the shipment, and it will obviously better improve the overall efficiencies, right? Then human resource development. Okay, so we will be creating a training program in that, We will be equipping the individual with all the necessary skills and complex logistic operations that will be there. Then state level integrations will be there with all states, all union territories. So all the states will be creating their own logistic policies so that this will get integrated with the national logistic plan. Okay, so there will be a good coordination that will be happening between the states, the center, union territories and various places, so that any bottlenecks that is being there should be totally removed, and seamless flow of goods and service will be taken, and it will overall improve the logistical efficiencies. Okay, then sectoral competitiveness. So once we are able to apply all these plan over there, so whatever the places are there, agriculture is there, FMCG is there, electronics is there, various other etc etc. See all the places which requires the logistics to move from one place over to the other. So it will enhance the predictability, it will enhance the transparency, it will enhance the reliability and everything. Okay, so with this whole process, it will help in reducing the wastage in supply chain, and it will automatically benefit the agriculture by preserving the perishable goods during transportation. Okay, so this is how our national logistic policy will be addressing the challenges of the Indian logistic sector. Now, how we are going to enhance the infrastructure, logistic infrastructure? We should first of all, what exactly we are focusing on, what is the area that we are focusing on? First of all, we should have a correct model mix, where railways needed, where roadways is needed, where waterways is needed, where airways is needed. Okay, so we have to focus on improving the railway share in the logistics sector. Okay, we have to focus on improving the railway share in the logistics sector, especially focuses on the dedicated freight corridor, east west corridor, north south corridor. Okay, so DFC has to be much more operationalized in order to have a better efficiency in this whole process. Then development of the inland waterways. We have around 111 waterways that has been declared as a national waterways. So we have to connect these waterway with the proper logistic facilities. Okay, so this will also enhance the transportation, it will also optimize the logistic cost, and as you all know that it is a eco-friendly good transportation. Okay, so inland port development is a very important task under that for the infrastructure. Okay, here we are focusing on the infrastructure development. Then technology driven. Okay, whatever is there, everything has to be driven by technology. Right now you have to go with the apps and website, all the clearances and everything, and streamlined flow of the goods and services should take place through an app, and everything should be recorded on those apps. Okay, so that it reduces and it helps in minimizing the transit delay, turnaround time gets improved, and automatically it helps in improving the timely deliveries. Okay, and focus on implementation of the policy at the earliest, so that all the states and union territory and center should come at the same page regarding the outcomes and regarding the implementation, or if there is any adjustment that is needed, they should be at the same place, right? So emphasizing connectivity, focus on national logistic policy, logistic development will be boosting industrial and manufacturing, greater integration will be happening with global value chains. Okay, and this will be helping India to achieve India to become a developed economy in the coming years. Okay, so now we are moving into the major plan that government of India has launched in order to improve the logistic facility of our own country. So this is a major plan that government has specially launched in order to provide a better seamless connectivity throughout the country. Okay, so PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. Okay, that is called PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for the multi-modal connectivity, focuses on 16 ministries including railway, roadways, waterways, highways, and whatever it is, so that all the ministries and departments should get connected with all together, so have to have a integrated way of working. Okay, provide integrated and seamless connectivity so that people, goods, services can move from one place to other, seamless transport. Okay, so PM Gati Shakti incorporate various infrastructure scheme from various ministries and department like your Bharatmala, Sagarmala, inland waterway, dry land, Udan scheme, a special economic zone like textile sector, pharmaceutical sector, defense sector, electronic parks. Okay, agri zones, fishing clusters are there, and then they are all being connected with the ISRO imaginary developed by the Bisagan Bhaskarachar National Institute of Space Application and Geoinformatic Center. So all these departments will be connected by a seamless integrated way of monitoring and functioning. Okay, so here last mile connectivity will get connected end to end. That is a multi-modal connectivity that we are focusing on. All these things will be connected, and there will be a seamless flow of data that will be happening between various department and ministry, so that each and every department and ministry should know where the things are going on. Like in the Bharatmala, if you are in the Bharatmala, if there is a road transport that is going on in the Sagar Mala, if any ship has been stationed at the dockyard, then the textile cluster should know like when my truck will be arriving at my location. And if there is anything which is coming of a defense like components, defense parts are coming from the ships, then ships are able to provide information to the defense corridors and various other places, like at what time, at which time your product will be delivered to your location. So that means, so no department will be working in silos, everybody will be working in an integrated way, right? So some of the history, like why this PM Gati Shakti that we came into being, right? Traditionally if we go, there was a lack of coordination between the various departments, right? How we are going to give that is that if we take one example of a road. Okay, one road is getting constructed, right? But before construction, the road has to, some cables has to be put under that road, gas pipeline has to be sent under that road. But cable, the person who is laying the cable, the company who is going to lay the gas pipeline, don't know when this road is going to be dig up and when we are going to put the cables and gas. So government wanted that whenever any road construction has to be started, this formation has to be there in the portal. So in the portal, this cable and gas connection, people will be able to access this information, and when the road is being dug up, they will go there, they will put their pipelines, and on the top of that road will be built. So this is how the things. Otherwise, what was happening earlier is that they have made the road, and the cable person decided, oh, we have to put the cables inside the road, oh, we have to put a gas pipeline inside the road. So again, they start digging the newly constructed road. Okay, so this will lead to the wasteful expenditure. This led to the heavy great inconvenience to the market. Okay, so in order to increase the coordination, okay, in order to reduce the time in taking the approval, so in order to solve the past issue, government wanted to holistically plan the things. Wherever the major projects are going on, they should have a proper planning, designing. And earlier, those who are working in silos, okay, we don't know which department is working what. Okay, let that department work, then we will come and again we start our work from the scratch. So no, every department has to work in an integrated way, so that wasteful expenditure, time has to be maintained properly, designing and everything, so that common vision should be attained by everybody. Okay, so proper coordination with convenience way, without wasting too much of money on that, and we are getting the benefit out of maximum benefit out of it. Okay, so PM Gati Shakti is based on 6 important pillars. So what are these 6 pillars? The first pillar is comprehensiveness. Comprehensive means we have to think the things in a comprehensive way, not by like this is your problem, no, that is your problem. No, we have to look it in a comprehensive way. Okay, every department, every ministry is visible now. What department are doing, what ministry is doing, what they are planning, what is their execution. So everybody is being looking in a comprehensive way, right? Now, the second pillar of the PM Gati Shakti is prioritization. Different departments will be able to prioritize their project through cross sectional interaction. That means now road is getting constructed at some, we call it as MG road in Bangalore. Okay, and the gas pipeline has to be put on various places at Bangalore, but since the road construction has started in MG road, so the gas pipeline company will directly come to MG road and they will put the pipeline over there, obviously. So this prioritize their work, like wherever the road is constructing, so first of all we have to go there. So this is a cross sectional interaction that will be happening over there. Then optimization. So this master plan will be assisting different ministry in planning for project for identification of the critical, whatever the gaps are there, whichever the places the gaps are there. Okay, whether transportation gaps are there, whether other route maps are there, or any other things are there. So this optimization will be provided by this PM Gati Shakti project. Like means if we have a road has to be laid, okay, of 11-kilometer roads is needed in order to connect the logistic park. Okay, so this has to be optimized because this is a priority. This is a priority. Otherwise, the traffic has to go to again 23 kilometers roundabout. Okay, so the priority has to be there. Okay, so the optimization will be happening like that. Then synchronization. Okay, synchronization means ministry and department normally works in silos, right? Silos means दे आर डिफरेंट, हम अपने आप में वर्क कर रहे हैं, हमारा डिपार्टमेंट अलग काम कर रहा है, उनका डिपार्टमेंट अलग काम कर रहा है, वी डोंट नो कौन क्या कर रहा है, ठीक है. सो सिंक्रोनाइजेशन वर्क, सो देयर वाज अ लैक ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन दैट वाज हैपनिंग, राइट. So when this PM Gati Shakti came into place, it will help in synchronization of the activities of each departments. Okay, this will help in better coordination, better governance, ensuring better seamless flow of data and goes from one place to the other, right? So this is again one more pillar of the PM Gati Shakti plan. Then the next pillar is analytical. So here, since all the departments, all the ministries will be getting connected, right? They will all be getting connected automatically. You will have a seamless data flow. Okay, you will have all the data, like from where the transport is happening, from where the bills are getting generated, you have a data, okay, at one place. Okay, with geographical information system, spatial planning. So with lot of analytical tool, you can visualize the thing of the future. Okay, you will be able to analyze the thing and then you can make the ready-made plan for the future, right? So this is how you are going to work, like you will have all the data, you can analyze the data and you can monitor the plans and everything you can do. Then dynamic in nature. Okay, all ministry and now will be able to visualize. So every ministry and every department is being visualized and monitor, and every ministry and department progress will be taken place. They will be all available in the data area. They will be all be available at a single place where every person can visibly see what is going at which place and what is the progress that is going, whether the progress started, whether what is the ongoing process, what is the update on the project. So you don't have to go and request anywhere, so it will be all live updated. Okay, it will be all live updated data that you will be getting, right? So these are the 6 important pillars of the PM Gati Shakti project. Now we will be seeing each and every what is the national master plan of Gati Shakti project. Especially first of all, it is related to 4G mobile connectivity to all villages by 2022. Okay, this is again part of multi-modal connectivity because we wanted seamless data flow, data transfer, right? So transmission network has to be developed, last mile connectivity, seamless connectivity, employment opportunity, next generation infrastructure. So this is all related to 4G mobile connectivity to all villages that has to be provided, right? Then multi-modal connectivity to the economic zones, comprehensiveness, integrated approach, existing planned ministries and departments, prioritization, cross-sectional interaction, and optimization by proper modification and expansion of the new projects, right? Then making India a world-class infrastructure hub. Okay, so we will be having a comprehensive master plan where all the existing ministry will be dealing with the data. So special creation of economic zone and proper connectivity infrastructure. Imbalances what will be there will be seamlessly solved. Okay, then faster aid in the key sector area for employment generation and spreading growth. Okay, then target of 224-25 for promotion of industry and internal trade. So they are focusing on developing the 11 industrial corridor in 4 phases at 32 nodes per projects. Okay, so 11 industrial corridors have to be developed because we have a giant stride of $5 trillion economy, okay, that we wanted to create. So that is can be only happen when we have a seamless flow of traffic and everything that is happening in economic zones. So reliable, sustainable and resilient quality infrastructure should be there. And greenfield is smart industrial cities. Greenfield means from the scratch, make a new city altogether. Then we have a power ministry of power, because power is also very much needed, especially in order to proper flow of this Gati Shakti master plan. So transmission network of 4,25,500 circuit kilometer to 4,54,200 circuit kilometer has to be increased. In 24-25, transformation capacity of 12,03,000 MVA. Then transmission network parameters have to be set at global standards. Then what about the road sector? Road sector, they have taken a target of 2 lakh route kilometer of national highways. They are focusing on 5,519 kilometer of 4th and 6th lane national highway along the coastal areas. Then northeast region have been a special given focus for creation of 4-lane highway or 2 alternate elements of 2-lane configuration each. So this is how, if you can see here, we can see what we are working here. It is related to mobile connectivity, economic zones, then world-class infrastructure, then economic zone creation, then power sector, then road sector. Okay, then we have a we have already completed this. Then we have a railway sector. Railway sector is again will be connected. So so cargo handling capacity we are wanted to expand from 1600 we have to expand it to 1600 million tons from 1210 million tons. Okay, so that is again the target that has been set up for 24-25, and completion of the critical projects, that is the main target. And decongest the 51 per decongest mean we have to lace the new railway tracks in order to do the decongestion of this whole track. Then western and eastern dedicated freight corridor has to be further enhanced, and so that seamless transport activity can take place. Then related to Ministry of Defense. So under the Ministry of Defense, they are focusing on 2 defense corridor that they are going to build, focusing on 10,000 crore rupees each for 2 defense corridor. And they are focusing on, like, we will be expecting around 1,70,000 crore of export, okay, of rupees 35,000 crore in aerospace and defense and goods by 2025. So again, this is a part of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and a giant $5 trillion economic goal. Then we have a new and renewable energy goals that are there being which will be helping in Gati Shakti National Master Plan. That will be, we wanted to increase the renewable energy capacity from 87.7 gigawatt to 225 gigawatt, and focusing on 50% generation of capacity from renewable energy sources by 2030. That is what our focus area is. That so as you can see that again we have the civil aviation, again a logistic sector. In civil aviation sector we are focusing on the regional connectivity, that is the Udan Ude Desh ke Aam Nagrik, right? Ude Desh ke Aam Nagrik. So again we are focusing on developing the regional connectivity for that. So airports, heliports, water aerodromes are being there, focusing on creation of 220 different airports, heliports and water airports. So right now we have around 109 airport, 51 airstrips, 18 greenfield airport, 12 water aerodromes, 28 heliports are there, right? So we are focusing on developing these in order to boost the multimodal connectivity. Then we have a PNG, petroleum and natural gas pipelines are there. You know, in PM Gati Shakti, all the ministries are being integrated all together. They are all working in coordination with each other. So we are focusing on creation 17,000 kilometer long trunk pipeline, okay, which will be helping in major demand and supply center for the industries. So total length of the pipeline will be around 34,500 kilometer. They will be all connecting the states, and by around connecting all the state with natural gas pipeline by 2027. So there will be a piped gas you will be getting in the coming future. Then we have electronics and information technologies that are being another part. So we are creating 38 electronics manufacturing clusters. 15 lakh crore production we will be needing in the electronic manufacturing clusters, and 23 new cluster with plug and play model. Plug and play model means you come, you start making, okay, you don't need any approval. You just come there, you have all the infra available, you have all the water, you have all the permits and everything. You come, you set up your factory and start working. You don't need any kind of permission, right? Then Department of Promotion for Industry and Internal Trade, we have already discussed regarding that, right? So this is what our Gati Shakti master plan overall looks like. So roadway capacity has to be increased. Around 200 new heliports and waterway has to be developed. Railway transportation capacity has to be increased to 1600 ton by financial year 25. Transmission network, electric transmission network to 4,54,200 circuit kilometer has to be increased. Renewable energy capacity of 225 gigawatt has to come from the financial year 25. 4G connectivity of around 20 new mega 4G connectivity to all the villages of our country, and 20 new mega food park has to be developed. So this is all regarding the PM Gati Shakti master plan. I hope everybody got it what the PM Gati Shakti is all about. Right now we are moving to the last topic that we wanted to discuss today, is regarding the World Bank Logistic Performance Index. So what is there in the World Bank Logistic Performance Index? Throughout the world there are a lot of countries are there. China, USA, European Union, then various South African countries, everywhere are there. They are all sending their products to various parts of the country. So all these things require logistic from one place to movement to the other. Okay, so World Bank Logistic Performance Index is being released by the World Bank in 2023, and India has been ranked 38 out of 139 countries index. Okay, in 2018 India was 44th. Okay, so if we go by that, 2014 India was 54th, 2018 India came 44th, and now 2023 India is 38th. So we are improving our ranking by leaps and bounds. Very good. This ranking is getting improved properly, and I hope in the coming future, like we know that we have taken a target. What target we have taken? We have taken by year 2030, we will be moving towards the 25th top 25 country in the logistics segment of our country. Okay, so this is again showing like how we are improving our logistic performance. Okay, so logistic performance index is being released by the World Bank Group. Okay, so they identify the challenges and opportunities that our country is facing in the logistic sector, in the trade logistic, and how we are improving and what government is doing all the effort. So PM Gati Shakti is a flagship scheme in order to improve the logistic performance of our own country. So 6 parameters normally they used to check. 6 parameters usually they used to check in order to exactly find out like exactly what is the performance in which area. So first of all is custom performance. What is your custom performance? How easily the product move in and out of the customs area. Then what is your infrastructure quality, wherever you go, what is your warehousing, how the product is moving, containers and everything, how the things are moving from one place to another, whether you have a better infrastructure or not. Ease of arranging shipment, like if you wanted to provide and if you wanted to shipment or anything. Okay, how easily you can do the shipment from one place to other. Like if I wanted to send something today to Dubai, so how easily I can do this shipment, how easily I can do. Right now, if you wanted to order something from Amazon, you have to just a click of buttons, right? So if click of buttons are very easy, so automatically you will say that ease of performance. Like if you are ordering something in the Amazon, it is providing a highly ease of doing that way of doing, right? As a click of buttons you are ordering something, so obviously your ease of doing is good. So here also in the logistic we are focusing on like how easily you are able to do the shipment from one place to the other, right? Then logistics service quality. What is the quality of the service that we are getting? Whether we are losing our product, what are the insurance options, what are the storage options, warehousing options, and everything, what type of quality that we are getting. Then consignment tracking and tracing, like once your consignment has been booked, how easily you can monitor, how you can easily track, how you can easily take decision on that, like where is my product right now, how you can easily communicate to the party who is going to achieve that. Okay, then timelines of the shipment, like what is the timeline, how it is going to achieve and everything. So these are the 6 important parameters which is helping you in finding out like what is going to be your logistic performance index. So under all these 6 heads, right now Indian ranking is 38th. Okay, so now what are some of the important aspects which will be helping in improving the logistic performance in our country? Obviously some of the major important thing that we have already discussed is PM Gati Shakti master plan, which has been launched in 2021, government has announced in 2021. So this will help in reducing the logistic cost. We are focusing by 2030 9% of the GDP we will be only focusing on. Okay, right now it is 14 to 18% we are doing the expenditure on logistic, but we are expecting that by 2030 it will be 9%. Okay, then national logistic policy, which we have already discussed, is focusing on last mile connectivity and all the related challenges which are related to our logistics from in and out, and how we can make India to jump into the logistic performance index and other parameter. This national logistic policy and PM Gati Shakti plan will be helping in boosting the all trade and logistic performance index of our own country. Okay guys, so thank you so much guys. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. I'll be seeing you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care and have a good day.